Hey everyone, it's Kai from Cool Collectibles back again for another review. It's been a while since I posted anything on the channel, so apologies for those that do follow and the recent subscribers. I did get a few figures back in September, I think it was, but then I went on 3 weeks holiday in Japan with the family. And then when I got back, the level of work at my workplace is pretty crazy at the moment, so I haven't had much time or motivation really, to be honest, to get into the reviews and so on, but I do have a bit of time this weekend, and I figured I might as well get through talking about my thoughts on these recent Super7 Silverhawks figures. I won't go through all of the accessories individually and so on, and it'll be a bit more of a group review against my thoughts overall on the figures that you see. But I will go through some aspects of the accessories that I do like, some of the big ticket things. But in terms of the figures themselves, you can see the scale-wise Monstar at the back there in his fully armored mode. They did release a separate version of Monstar, similar to their Mumra in the mummy form and then the larger form. I haven't got the smaller Mumra. Monstar figure, but if that does come up on sale or something like that, I might consider it. But as you can see, this particular version is pretty damn massive. I think he's about 25 centimeters in height, so I think it is to scale. But on the point of scale, I guess one of the biggest points of contention are regarding the scale here. I think with Steelheart, Quicksilver, Steelwill and Bluegrass in order there, I think overall it's pretty good and fairly consistent with the cartoon from, I guess, my recent recollections and looking up on YouTube and so on. But you know, looking at Steelwill and his bulk and so on, I do wish he was just that little bit larger. You know, he's more of that sort of NFL footballer type style. And it would look quite a lot better if he had that extra bulk. But if you do look back at the cartoon, I think the height of Quicksilver is pretty accurate. So overall, I can't complain too much. Color-wise, I do think the silver on Quicksilver is pretty good and accurate. I do note that they have released, I think, the original toy versions now that have the chroming. But for consistency in my collection, along with the Super7 Thundercats figures, as well as the original Mattel Masters of the Universe figures, I think this sort of more matte finish is, I guess, more consistent in my collection anyway. But that's not to say that these are fully matte anyway. They do have a bit of pearlescence to the paint application, which I do like. But in terms of articulation, one of the biggest issues is probably the lack of articulation. Now I think if I just grab Monstar here, overall his articulation is actually pretty good. I do have a bit of a wobbly head though, because I think even getting him off the joint here isn't too hard. But I think you'll see that the base of it into the neck peg there is pretty loose, so that's why it bobbles around a little bit, but you get decent articulation there. The arms are pretty good too, so I think they've done a pretty good job with that. You also get the upper torso there and the waist swivel. There is no I guess a ratchet mechanism for the bending over or bending back that I can see, so that's a bit of a shame. But I guess the hips are pretty good too. So he does have a pretty good range of motion. I think overall the styling that they've got there looks pretty damn fantastic. So overall I am pretty happy with the way Monstar turned out. And for mine, I don't have too many sort of plastic or paint scuffs or anything like that. A few marks on the side there, but I guess you could put that down for battle damage. But the main figures, now I guess, you know, with some of the accessories and so on and some of the dynamic poses that you might want to put these guys in, they are pretty limited, particularly Steelheart here. Even in terms of this upper torso, you do get the swivel there, but there's nothing in the waist at all. And then because of this sort of hard piece, just getting her legs to move in any sort of dynamic action pose is pretty difficult, so you can't really get her leg up much further than that. So that really is a shame. And they're all sort of single jointed knees and elbows. So for mine, she'll pretty much be standing there like this. And they are pretty difficult to get to stand, particularly Quicksilver and mine. They do sort of have a tendency to just lean forward a little bit, but at least you can stand without too many problems there. Similarly for Quicksilver here, again he has that sort of upper torso, but he does have a waist swivel slightly there. Shit, I almost thought I broke it there for a second, but you can see that he does have that there, but again no ab crunch or anything like that, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. They do have it on their other figures, but not on this Silverhawk series. While I've got the head sculpt there, I think they've done a pretty good job with the head sculpt. Paint application wise, it looks okay. There were some early release photos I saw that scared the crap out of everyone, but the final production versions aren't too bad. Steelwill here, again, no real ab crunch. I think even the waist on him is very tight, so I'm not even going to try that in case I snap something off. But at least he can get his legs up and out to the sides. But again, articulation is really nothing to write home about. And Bluegrass here, I do love the cowboy hat there. He comes with a whole bunch of accessories that strap on his guitar and so on. And I'll show you guys that in a second. So again, you've got the waist swivel, the upper torso, and the usual arms and legs. But again, overall, not too bad. Luckily for each of the figures, they do come with their hawks. I won't show them all, but the only one that I can really remember is Tallyhawk. So you get two versions in each with the widespread wings and the sort of closed up wings. So each of them get that, I believe, which is pretty good. Now, the alternative wings and arms. Mine, I tried to get mine out here on Quicksilver and it is an absolute pain in the ass, and I'm not going to try and break something to try and get that out. I've heard that others have had problems as well, and they are pretty fixed when you do put them on in that pose. I'm assuming this one is meant to go on this side or something like that, so I'm not even going to bother trying that. I can't fit them in the collection with those wings anyway, but for those that like that option, you have it. I think the only one that doesn't come with wings is Bluegrass, but he does come with these pretty cool guitars. I'm not quite sure how the music sort of connects to it yet. I'll have to look that up on their website, but I do like that they included those for Bluegrass, and then all of them also come with a whole bunch of swap out head sculpts. So I think this one for Steelheart is just a bit more of an angry look, or you could call it a resting bitch face, whichever. I think all of them come with the sort of masked sculpt as well, which looks pretty nice, and then the others have some alternate ones. So I do like the winking sculpt here with Bluegrass, and Steelwill here with a smile, so you can get some different options in the display if you want. So overall, that's not too bad. I am glad to finally get more of the 80s cartoon figures in the collection. I wish they would announce. I don't think they've announced Copper Kid, so he's pretty much the last one that I want in the team. So hopefully they announce that soon. Let me know if you've heard that they've announced it, because I don't think I've heard anything. And that's similar to the Thundercats I've been holding out for Snarf and Wily Kid and Wily Cat to release. I think I've heard that they're going to release next year in the Thundercat series, and that should probably complete my Thundercat series as well. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with most of my 80s cartoon figures or characters that I really want in the collection. You know, I love Transformers, so I'm still collecting the MP Transformers, Thundercats, the Motu figures I'm pretty much done with. And I've got, you know, the odd Inspector Gadget and Popeye and so on. So I think for the most part I'm almost there with my 80s cartoon collection. But those are pretty much my thoughts for the Super 7 figures. It was a definitely long wait, and whether or not they're worth it really depends on how much nostalgia you have for these particular characters. I love the cartoon growing up along with the others, so I'm definitely glad to finally add them to the collection. But overall, those are my thoughts. Hopefully you can give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. And upcoming next, I have the 1/6 scale Hot Toys figures for the Back to the Future 3, Marty McFly and Doc Brown. So hopefully you can stick around for that. Until then, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.